Hey everyone, it's Lisa, and today we are going to do a tutorial. I actually did this whole look with the products that I did in my drugstore products that are better than high-end. So I will link that video up here. I'm hoping that a few of you got those products and then we can do this tutorial together. I did a focus on downturned, hooded, sagging, aging, mature eyes. I'm also going to insert some pictures from my eyelid surgery that I had done, I think I said back in 2016, and you will see that I know what I'm talking about because I had very, very hooded eyes, but I was good at disguising it. I was good at using the right techniques. It didn't always look that good, but they were much more hooded than most people think. Even to this day, I still have smaller, downturned, mature eyes, but I have kind of perfected some techniques with shadow, with a pencil, and with liquid. I don't like liquid because it gets in my eyelashes, so that's not my favorite. But when I say liquid, I mean the pen liner. So I'm going to do a demo of all of that and give you some great tips for downturned, hooded, sagging, mature eyes. And this video is in collaboration with Walmart. I do go over my eyebrows, down my neck a little bit just to blend in. It's the Infallible 24-hour wear, and the color is Latte, Cafe Latte, $3.75. Okay, so you can see I have these little trenches right here. Plus, I just like the way it looks when the center of your face is a little bit more highlighted. So I'm going to try to keep it pretty much right in here. And I do go over my eyelids with my concealer. And that's my base. Okay, now this powder is so good. It really is. It's the Maybelline Fit Me, and it is in Fair Light, but it does make a mess. I'm going to take this damp beauty blender, get out all the little creases that I can, dip it in there, and then really press it on your hand. That gets off the excess, and it almost makes it like a concealer because you're getting that moisture in there too. I usually do one side at a time. And I did, like, this is damp, but I did wring it out with a washcloth. So it's not wet. And I'll get, what's left in my hand and kind of just set the rest like that. Usually just get one of these Honest wipes, the baby wipes, and just wash my hands. I'm so used to doing my makeup in the bathroom that I'm used to washing my hands a lot, using my hands. Okay, so now let's do the bronzer. Go along your jawline and go a little bit where you can see it and create that line. It'll really make a difference. And just blend it down. There we go. And then now I'm going to take the Milani blush. I'm just going to use this same brush. There we go. So pretty. There we go. If you've been here with me, you know that I got a blepharoplasty, which is an eyelid surgery back in, I had to look up all my pictures this morning so I could put those in here. I got that surgery February 10th of 2016. Now I had hooded eyes, but we'll get into that in a minute. Let's do our lip color. What I like to do sometimes is do Mastermind, which is kind of a pinky shade. Like that, and see how it really just accents your lips, but I like a little bit more oomph. So then I go over it a little bit with Matt's It, which is a little bit more neutral and brown. Let's use, I told you they still have this color, so let's use the Shining Peach. I'm so glad I stocked up on that. Okay, that lip combo will get better and better as time goes on because it will blend more. Okay, now let's start the whole eye process. When I did have very hooded eyes, mine were a little different because I really had natural hooded eyes my whole life, and they were very full. So when I got older and I lost the fat in my face, my eyes, it was so hooded that they actually folded and then came back down again. One eye would fold perfectly so that I could really kind of disguise it, but one didn't. One did a little dip and then a fold, and that made it difficult. If your eyes are that hooded, what you need to do is use darker colors. You need to almost pretend that that hooded part is your crease. You are just going to put your crease where you want it. And I was so good at this when I had my initial consultation. He added, because I had a breast lift and that done at the same time, he added that for not a lot of extra money at all. And when I came back to the consultation that you have right before you have the surgery, I think he said, wow, this is a lot worse than I thought. And I said, yeah, I'm pretty good with makeup. And then after the surgery, he said it was more than he thought, that he actually, on one of them, had to take out some fat to make them even. And it was a little bit more difficult than he thought. So I was pretty good at disguising my hooded lids. And I will say that if you get just the right Botox, if the person does just the right amount and they do it in just the right spot, a lot of times it will give you a good lift. So sometimes I would just get that and it would help so much, but that was rare. Let's get on with this tutorial. You can see now my eyes are not hooded because I've had the eyelid surgery, but they're still very turned down and droopy, a little sad, and I have strong brows, muscles. My Botox and everything is wearing off, and I have a very expressive face, so I naturally just always droop down. So I'm always trying to lift. These are my tips. First, it starts with the brow. First of all, oh, here comes Chanel down the catwalk. First, it comes with, I just like to do the top of my brow. And then on this end, I don't curve down. I only do a little bit at the top like that. That way you are getting a lift and you're kind of pulling your eye out, because I also have smaller eyes. So I'm trying to, make my eyes bigger, lifted, brighter, all of that good stuff. So I'm going to start right here and I'm going to fill in just a little bit, but not too much. She's feeling herself right now. Okay, a little bit at the top. I come up to this arch and then I go out just a little bit at the top. And then this one, a lot of times I will fill in that arch a little bit more like that. You don't want to use too dark of a liner because you're already going to have to use a little bit darker eyeshadow. You're going to be doing more with your eyes if you have hooded eyes or downturned eyes. So you want a little bit, but you don't want too much. The reason I don't brush them first is because I don't want a false line. I don't want to make them any thicker than they are, but that's up to you. I don't like thick brows, especially on me. I like a thin brow. I think it's just softer. So there are my brows. And what I would always do is put your favorite gel or pomade or laminate or anything and make sure that they stay up, because mine will go right back down. You can see already how much that has helped lift my eyes. I brought those up here. I'm not sure what colors I'm going to use, because I might even do 2 different things, because I want to show you a couple different techniques, and I don't care what it looks like because it's for you. So the first thing you want to always do is a crease color. Like bang out that crease, like I always say. And a lot of times it's good to do that just with your bronzer. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a fluffy brush, dip it into my bronzer, and just, no matter what, if your lid is hooded, no matter what, go ahead and give yourself a little bit of a crease color like that, because it just serves as a guide. And always bring things out, because we're not necessarily going to do a fox eye or anything crazy like that, but we're lifting and pulling it out. And with me, I have this pretty severe bone right here, so I really have to, really pull it out right here. And that really helps recess that bone, and it really makes my eyes look much more lifted and much bigger. You don't want to stay just in that area. You want to kind of pull it out a little bit. I typically don't recommend putting anything on your lower lash line except for on the corner. And I really recommend no mascara, but if you're like me and you have this lower lash line, a lot of times I do like to take a small brush or a flat brush like this, get a little bit of your first crease color and just run it along your lash line just a little bit. That also helps hide a few of those little wrinkles down there too. It's an optical illusion. It kind of just makes your whole eye area look bigger. I got some new eyeliners that have been so good. They are the Eyeko. It's one of the new brands that Walmart carries now, and I've always heard good stuff about Eyeko eyeliners and Eyeko mascaras. I want to eventually try one of their eyeshadow palettes, but I got the travel size Black Magic pen liner. I like small mascaras and small liners. Then I got the same eyeliner, Black Magic Cocoa Edit in brown. Love it. It's a dark brown. And then I got the Limitless Longwear Pencil Crayon Liner in Magnetism. And it is kind of like a dark brown also, because I wanted to show you how to do this with shadow, liner, and regular liner. Let's start off with shadow only, because that is going to be, some people say it's the easiest, but to me it really isn't, because then you get a lot of fallout. But I guess you could do your liner first, and it just is, I don't know, harder. But let's do that first. Okay, so I'm going to take a little liner brush. You can use a pointed one or you can use a flat one. I find the flat ones better. I'm going to use this dark brown in That's a Dub. See how my eye drastically goes down. I work from this highest point and I think out. So you can even do a dot there if you want. So I know that that is going to lift my eye evenly. So what I will do is just start at this outer, and then I just go to that point and just kind of blend it like that, and then pack up your brush and just go out to that point. Okay, if your eyes are hooded, you may have to do a lower wing and come back in. You will see in my pictures, I would do a lower wing But even then, I could have gone a little bit higher. You're just going to have to cross over that skin the best that you can. And just remember that people are looking at you with your eyes open. And as long as you blend it in and smudge it out and use, like I'm going to show you, a darker, mid-tone to darker shadow in the outer, it will not be visible. So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to just come back across and meet that like that and fill in that corner. You can see how much that eye is lifted to that eye. I'm going to go over it to make it a little stronger. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that this outer part is colored, and then I'm going to take this and I'm just going to line it up kind of straight out like that. And that, just that alone is such a help. And then you can, like, I would probably still kind of just like blend it in here like that. Now let's do that with, let's do a pencil, because a pencil's pretty easy. What you have to do is make sure it's sharpened. So let me do that. I have this little e.l.f. sharpener that is so good, and I think it's $1. What we're going to do first is we're just going to line our eyes like we've always done. Work it into the root of your lashes. Like that. Okay, so I've stopped. You can see it still makes my eyes really round and still downturned. What if you don't really want a wing? This is what you do. You just gradually, you still have that highest point right there in mind, but you just gradually thicken this and pull it over like that. It doesn't do a lot to make your eyes bigger, but it does lift. It lifts. And even if you have that skin there, you might want to pull up the skin a little bit and get in there so you don't have any blank spaces, but you do want to get over the skin. Don't worry that it's rumpling up, because it's magic. Once you put all these shadows on and everything, that skin will not show. What I would do is I just keep on like that, and that way you still have a lifted eye. Now, let's say you want to do a wing. You don't really even need to carry that imaginary line because you're seeing it right here. So my new thing is I follow that line right there, the first part of your brow. For some reason, this is already pointed down. Keep those brows up. Brows up. I'll probably put my hand on it. Okay, so now if I were going to do a wing liner, relax your eyes so that all of your skin is down, and then kind of know where you're going to go and pull it down. Then pull it over like that. And then blend it in like that. So that is your shadow liner. That is your pencil liner. Now, you guys know I like it all. I really like a combination of the pencil on the lid. Then I like a pen wing, and then I like to go over it with shadow, because you kind of get the best of all. So let's just show you the Cocoa Edit. Okay, so I'm going to use this shadow as a guide, which is a good thing to do. Now, if you are having folds of skin, remember to relax your eyes. It's so easy to get in the habit of doing that. You guys, when I had that surgery done, I could not believe how much better I could see, or how much brighter and relaxed I felt. No wonder insurance will cover that. He said the insurance probably would have covered mine if I had gone for the consultation and everything. So leave your eye relaxed. I mean, you can see mine's going to get hooded again. I might have to get it done again. I don't know if I'll care that much because, maybe, I don't know. If I do, I'll get it done again. But so take your liner and just lay it down and drag it over all the folds. Now kind of lay your pen on the side and drag it over that way. And then fill it in. Look how dark this is. It's so good. Okay, another thing I really noticed when I had very, very hooded eyes is I really liked a heavy liner, because I figured if I'm gonna have these hooded eyes, I'm gonna do this look that goes and works for me and just work it the best I can. It was a thicker liner. So there we go. That is the brown. It is so pretty, isn't it? On this side, I want to do the black. I don't know. What you could do is you could even do black. A lot of times I'll just do black by the lash line and leave the pencil. But because I know I'm going to use an outer lash, I don't recommend using a whole lash. I used to make that mistake so much. When I was looking up all the pictures last night, I was like, why am I wearing those lashes? That was a big mistake, because it's kind of like I was trying to make my eye look big and round and pulled out and lifted all at the same time, and that's hard to do. To put my lashes, I will just do a little baby wing like that for the lashes to sit on. And let's take that liner. I could not get it very sharp. Let's do it. That's kind of why I like the little skinny ones. Let's make it have a little bit more of a point. And then let's make it be a little bit thicker, like I was talking about. Like that. It's shadow time. If you remember, I used to wear a lot of purples because that is a good mid-tone color to use on hooded eyes, because it gives you the depth, but it's not, it just works. It just seems to, you know, look good on all eye colors, and it just works. So let's use this color down here. I'm not sure how dark it's going to be. If it isn't dark enough, we'll try another one. Okay, I kind of do like these. I usually use a smaller crease brush, but I think, okay, let me go get a smaller crease brush so I can just show you. Hold on, I'll do one on one side and one on the other. So here we are. I like doing my wing first. First do my crease color, then I do my wing. And you can see my eyes are almost getting hooded already. When I do get Botox, it'll probably help lift that. I am going to go ahead and start with this, a small pointed crease brush. You can find them in most all brands. And I'm going to dip into this purple. Oh, it looks like it's going to be a good one. I'm going to go off the crease, even if your skin is folded, but don't go in the crease. Go out and go off of that wing. Like, oh gosh, that's so pretty. Oh my gosh, why haven't I been using this? Okay, and you can leave it. I did not know this was going to be that good. You can leave it just on the edge if you want, like that. I'm pretty excited. Or with me, I kind of like the 90s look where it's kind of like a cut crease. So I will take it in a little bit like this, and then I will use the rest and wing it out and up like that. Wow, I love that so much. Okay, now on the other side, I'm going to show you how you use a brush like this. What I do is just kind of go on the end and go like this. Sometimes I like this because it stays, it doesn't, you know, blend out so much, and it gives you a little bit more color and control. See what I mean? See how that almost looks a little bit better? That's almost blended out that much more. So I think it just depends on you know, what you want. I'll try to make them match just a little bit more by bringing this in here a little bit, like that. Now, if you have extremely hooded eyes and now you have like this excess skin right here, use this same color and do like this. Kind of go over that outer skin and deepen it up like that. Then on your lid, you can go brighter. Well, let's use the same shade out of this one palette in case you want to just get this one palette. Okay, so I'm gonna just wipe off this small crease brush. I'm gonna go in this lightest shade and I'm gonna go right in here. This creates that, the old school Victoria's Secret. In the catalogs or fashion shows, they always had the bright right here. And then with what's left, just this outer, don't go in here, just the outer, like that. And there you go. Now you can, if you want, I know a lot of you like to do the upper like waterline. I am bad about that. I don't like having to remove it, but I do think it looks better. So do that with your brown liner that we used. Okay, now on to the lashes, which are very important. If you get lash extensions, don't get lash extensions. Does anybody remember when I had lash extensions and I looked like lamb chop and they drug my eyes down? You can do much better with these Kiss Jubilee lashes. Are the best. And the reason is I trim them. I'm gonna show you right now. I take them off like this, trim 3 big bunches off of the end. If your eyes are bigger than mine, you may be able to leave more, but I do 3 bunches and I cut them. And then I also cut this little bit in the front that is just clear because it can mess you up. Take a Q-tip, dip in there, and then put it on the back. That keeps you from getting too much, ruining your lashes, and it keeps it right on the band. Just the perfect amount, and it dries faster. Notice we're doing this before we do mascara. That way they have plenty of time to dry. You guys know how much I love this mascara, the Bambi Oversized Eye. The best. What we want is out here, but well, I like the whole outside and I like to get right down to the root, and I like a lot of thickness. We don't want a bunch of, you know, individual going straight up, because again, that's going to make your eye look more round. We want more on the edge like this. Okay, see how I'm pulling that out and I'm getting that thickness on the ends. I mean, I do put mascara on the middle and on the inside, but I really focus it on the edge. But you do need some up here to make your lashes blend. Okay, a lot of it too is this eye is so much bigger and shaped different. This one's more closed. Okay, so this is a good way that you can see the intensity of the, just the, what am I trying to say? Pencil liner, and then this one is the shadow and marker type. So if you wanted a softer look, do that and that, and then you can, I can't see right now. If I had to say, I think that one lifts it more and makes it bigger, but it is much more of a dramatic look. So that's up to you. And I do different things on different days. Yesterday, I didn't wear lashes. So I'm not really bending these a lot or anything. I'm kind of going to use the fact that they're curved a little bit, but they're basically straight. I'm going to put it right with the tallest part of my eye. See how it's sticking better. And then I'm just going to let it go out. So there is a space between here, between my drooping down lid and lashes and here. But because I have the darker shadow and the wing, it's so lifted. I love it. Okay, the main thing is put it down in the right spot in the front. Then you can take it like this and just set it down. And sometimes I do this to make sure that's set down. Oh, it's so pretty. I'm so glad we used that purple shadow. I love it. And you can even, a lot of times, even after I've put my lashes on, I might take a brush, go into the shadow, and because your lashes are going to give you a little bit more pull out that way, and you kind of want this to go like that. And I think I want to pull this down a little bit more on this eye and kind of even out my lids. The major tips are a darker color to recess that extra skin. Wings are your friend, but even if you don't like wings, you can do that thicker liner on the edge. It will not come off as a wing. It will just lift your eyes a little bit, but it will not do as much as a little bit of a wing. So if you're scared of wings, just do the pencil or the shadow. What do you think? I think it makes a big difference. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you grabbed a little tip out of here. I noticed that when I watch tutorials, I'll grab a little tip out of one person's video, a little tip out of the other. Then you can kind of adjust it to your eyes. So thanks for being here. Thank you to Walmart for sponsoring this video, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.